Yes, man, singing Wagwan. Andrew Robinson, your Jamaican brother there. Reaching out to all the massive on the African continent. And introduce you to the African Big Show with your host, not other than Joby. From Monday to Friday. Andrew Robinson. That's your brother.
I feel away than waiting for. Tell me what you think that be hating for. Pull up in the bus now we raising stuff. Oh, change feel like I'm ghost fake it. Don't act like you know me if you don't know my story. Real niggas don't snitch, they wanna share in my glory. One good no one shana, really like to the Montana. Till you get to the corner, and if you come try me now, yawa. One good no one shana, really like to the Montana. Till you get to the corner, and if you come try me now, yawa.
Rolling up marijuana. Any nigga want smoke like a sauna. I let my dogs on the leash, no warning. And how she want me, but I wanna. I push it. Top gotta be foreign. Yeah, I mean, I'm just sorry. I done been in the dark way slowly. Now they tell me what is yours like Tony. I like a thick thing, my thing, nasty. And I make her run like an athlete. Better than like a practice. Lay your accent, talk sassy. I was in the my first day on pass. No, me didn't really load up. My niggas can't really showed up. I'm a pour a little more in my cup. Let's toast to us.
I feel you away than waiting for. Tell me what you say that be hating for. Pull up in the bus now we raising stuff. Go chase me like I'm ghost fake it. Don't act like you know me if you don't know my story. Real niggas don't snitch, they wanna share in my glory. Yeah. One good no one shana, really like to the Montana. Till you get to the corner, and if you come try me now, yawa. One good no one shana, really like to the Montana. Till you get to the corner, and if you come try me now, yawa.
Yes, welcome family. Good evening, good afternoon, whatever the time is on your end. Good morning. Karibuni sana to the Black Fire Network radio station, media of the 21st century. This is the Wednesday lockdown session, and of course, I'm your host, Joby. It is exactly 8 minutes past 1 p.m. right here in the 254. I'm a little bit late, but that is for me to be able to catch up with people in diaspora. I took an hour to be able to allow most of the people who are waking up right now, because I do believe you guys are an hour behind us. And of course, I hope you're going to be able to catch up with the live, rather the stream of today. Karibuni sana once again. Without wasting much of the time, today we shall be talking about what is happening in Ghana. I've seen the president of Ghana, Akufo-Addo, has come out and is literally calling out on Africans and the Caribbeans to go ahead and demand the reparations. I'll be sharing a video which one time he did make. Actually, not just only him. I remember there's a speech he made on the the UN National Assembly, and we had also Tinubu, where nobody was listening. We had Ramaphosa. We had Tikedi, who also told the UN to leave the country, which we've not seen any positive impact of it. But the focus of the day shall be going to Ghana. I'll be reading down the article of what the Ghanaian president had to say. And of course, let us look at also the current situation of the country, which we know is very, very crazy. We've seen demonstration left, right, and center from teachers, doctors, nurses, and also the cost of living. We've seen the governor of the country also being sacked. You know, it has been crazy in Ghana. And of course, so far we know that Ghana is among the toppest, which actually owes the IMF and the World Bank in terms of the African continent, which are literally in debt. So we shall be talking about and also looking at the debts. I've just gotten some information of where Kenya did pay 2 billion to a non-given loan. We paid 2 billion on a loan that we never paid. We paid a loan of 2 billion that we never received. So when I talk about this mismanagement of funds and what is happening, who gets to follow up what really the declaration, or rather the agreements that are given, I'd say the agreements that are literally signed and passed in the country. I do believe we have the MPs. I remember the other day Keith was actually defending, I'll call it a defense. He was defending the South Africa MPs and minister of the local the local place, which is the what is it called? KwaZulu Natal. Yeah, when I was talking about the women, the ladies who are being raped going to school, this is literally the children. We checked yesterday to our utter shock on the culture show that literally the age of consent in South Africa, it is 16. So this explains a lot of things that are literally happening in Africa that needs to be changed. The list, which I was very shocked, Nigeria, the age of consent is 11 years. I'm still shocked right now. That is literally rape. And personally, I'd agree this is where they are the most populated country in Africa. But going back to all this, we shall also be talking what is happening in Ethiopia. So basically, I think I might focus just on 2 topics because nowadays I have a lot to say. So I might focus on just 2 topics, Ghana and Ethiopia, because I've seen that the US has come back and they are literally, giving aid in Ethiopia. A few months ago, I think last month, we saw also Ethiopia signing a deal of $250 million US with the EU. Whatever these funds were for, I can't remember clearly what it was for. But again, the same people like I've been talking about, it is crazy to see you complain your women, your children are being molested, but there's nothing you do. Instead, you keep on inviting the same enemies who are molesting you in the name of help, to come back in the country. We shall also be talking what is happening in Niger. So we shall be getting back to the music. Then I'll be coming back with the quote of the day as we get started with the news and updates of today. That was Tony Montana, Mr. Easy featuring Tiger. I hope you guys got to enjoy that. This is Too Easy by the one and only BN. I hope you guys get to enjoy. I'll be coming back after this short musical break.
You make it too easy. I'm feeling it. I'm loving you. You make it too easy. I'm touching you. I'm loving you. You make it too easy. You make it too easy. Cause I'm cussing all the time. Nakuenda online. Nakuenda na madem. Yes, cause I'm cussing all the time. Nakubishala na watu kwa comments. Offense, let me work a defense, to be honest. I just wanna be with you and I know best. I just wanna be with you and I know best. I just wanna be with you, yeah. You elect, and when we get together we marinate. And everything you say I resonate. And when I day inside you, you do it. I'm really on fire, too easy. I'm loving you, you make it too easy. I'm touching you, and I'm loving you, you make it too easy.
Yes, and my quote of the day today is about gratitude, and it says gratitude unlocks fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and even more. I think I keep on saying this every single day. Once you understand the power of just being appreciative of the least you have, no matter how small it is. There's a time in life you never had that, and you used to literally wish or desire to be in the place you have. So kindly just give gratitude every single day. And personally, the reason why I'm reading this, I feel so actually satisfied without the year of 2024 has been. It has had its own ups and downs. I can't literally say it has not had its own ups and downs. It has had on its own ups and downs. But personally, I've learned a lot. I've learned to be strong. I've learned to conquer a lot that I couldn't maybe a year back. I've learned literally a lot, and I'm literally counting 2 weeks down the line to my birthday. I'm super excited, and of course I'm even more excited because I'll be doing it in a different place. I mean, what's a going? I can't believe I'm literally turning a year older. I just feel super scared, excited, anxious, everything at the same time, being honest.
I don't know. You
But this is the end too easy, featuring DJ Edu playing right here in the Blackout Fire on the Blackout Fire Network radio station. And my name is Joby, and this is the Wednesday lockdown station. Manze, karibuni sana. Shout out to everyone with us on TikTok. Karibuni sana. As you join us, in case it's your first time, to follow the host and also tap the screen for us. You make it too easy. Yes, welcome back to the Blackout Fire Network radio station, media of the 21st century. It is exactly 16 minutes past 1 p.m. And of course, big up to everyone on Facebook, on both YouTube channels, those who catch this on a replay, on BitChute, on Rumble, wherever you get to listen to us from. We appreciate you and your time that you do get to take and catch up with all our amazing episodes. Once again, today we shall be talking about Ghana. But before we get started with all that, I want to talk about what is happening in Niger. Niger, we had a coup that was in July 27th. We're counting literally 3 months down the line, if I'm not wrong, 4 almost months down the line. Since July the 27th till now, we had a military junta that took over Niger and, of course, installed the true democracy. We've seen the ups and downs that have been going on in the country, positive and negative impact of it. And currently, you can see positive in terms of literally the economical growth. We see Burkina Faso and Niger are the current leading African countries in this because of, one, the terms of agriculture, which you see most of the African people are ignoring as the white people come and take back our lands and sell us GMOs, make that make sense. But in Niger, what is happening, despite them, chasing away, we saw them chasing away we saw the demonstration. And we can pull also video. We saw the demonstration that happened in Niger, them demanding the UN embassy should leave the country. It went on, I think, for almost 4 days, 5 days. The citizens of Niger, demonstrating. And even when they had that even the UN embassy does not like noise, they went even with sufurias, all types of metals, they could make noise. And they even managed to get in and switched even electricity off for such kind of institutes. That is the UN embassy. But I'm surprised to see even after, because we saw even the troops left, okay? Where the embassy, the troops left, and now we can see they are back, okay? They are again back. On Monday, we had 100 people killed in Burkina Faso. In Niger, today, we woke up to where UN is resuming its humanitarian flight operation in Niger. Why won't these people leave the continent alone? That is just the question. And this again brings me to the biggest question, which I was saying yesterday, I was debating on yesterday. If literally these small countries that have the resources that they have been benefiting from for however long it has been, and when they're taking back power, this is the kind of, we see the dragging, back and forth. I'm the one who's in control. No, you can't be in control of your resources and all that. What will happen in Congo if literally a coup happens? If Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, these three, they're not as big as Congo. That's just being honest. Let us be honest. Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger are not that big as DRC Congo. And DRC Congo, mind you, has also been splitted into 3 parts. So we're not even sure, when you talk about the exploitation of resources in Congo, which parts basically are most people affected, because all that part that is divided as the Central African Republic, the small Congo, and the DRC, they are all the same place. And they all have plenty of resources. The richest country in the world, full of resources. We're talking about gold, cobalt, silver, anything you want to talk about. So if the smallest country literally are disturbing France like this, the UN, the US like this, what would happen if the DRC Congo was captured back by Africans? That is still something I'm trying to figure out. But they're saying that the United States, the United Nations, has said it will resume delivering humanitarian supplies and evacuating staff in Niger after the country's ruling lifted domestic flight restriction. That is good. That is something positive. The United Nations has said it will resume delivering humanitarian supplies and evacuating staff in Niger after the country's ruling junta lifted domestic flight restriction. I hope I'm the one getting this correctly. Unless I'm the one misunderstanding it, I hope I'm getting it correctly. They're saying that the national aviation authorities in Niger have informed the UN humanitarian air services that the flight restrictions are now lifted for domestic operation and that services can resume as of tomorrow, which is off tomorrow, Thursday. The UN officer and the coordinator of humanitarian affairs was the one who gave this information. So meaning Niger already has actually agreed to this. They have literally denied help, but now they have accepted it back, which will resume tomorrow. It said the resumption of the domestic flight operation will facilitate the monthly delivery of nearly 2.4 metric tons of medical supplies and other aid as well. Critical medical and security evacuations of humanitarian staff. The UN agency, however, said it expects challenges fueling its aircraft, and the UN in August said it would continue delivering aid in the West Africa country after its leaders, President Mohamed Bazoum, was overthrown in a coup in August. However, the Western powers include France, the United States, and the European Union have cut off aid to the country due to the July coup. According to the UN, roughly 4.3 million Nigerians depend on humanitarian aid. This is a lie, okay? This country is growing economically because of fast agriculture. I can pull that again. I can pull that again. What is Nigeria literally growing? Because agriculture. So why do we need humanitarian aid? All this medical bullshit. Why do we need medical bullshit if the country is not, nobody is suffering, nobody's being attacked? Because I've not seen any attacks since literally the coup happened. Democracy was installed in Niger. We've not seen it happening. They're the ones fueling all these lies in the name of we're here to help because the truly democratically selected was removed. And without this, people will suffer. We've seen so many articles. I've seen so many articles so far, which most of the times I don't even want to read because it's all lies. The children of Nigeria, Mali, Burkina Faso are suffering because all the UN cannot be able to deliver 1, 2, 3 things. It's true. Africa has food insecurity. I don't disagree with that. But since we are growing economically on our own without your help, why are you still insisting on coming to help me? I mean, I'm okay right now. I don't need your goddamn help. I don't need it. Not even a single piece of tissue paper. I don't need it. I'm doing okay. And if possible, I'm going to find a way. We should figure out a way I can literally join the rest of the African countries to act like me. Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali. Me. But this kind of, they come with all these empty threats, or France, or the United States, or the European Union have cut all the supplies and help they had. So this is going to affect us, especially as African people. We must keep on relying. This is the same thing I've seen Ruto telling Kenyans, that the reason why he has to keep on imposing taxes, high taxes, is because of the Ukraine and Russia invasion. Oh, they also spoke about Israel, didn't they? They did. I mean, this is crazy. And I want to combine the story with what is happening in Ethiopia. They also resumed food aid deliveries in Ethiopia. Ethiopia, let me see. We have time. Let me see. Ethiopia. Let's see. Ethiopia accuses UN troops, UN aid deliverers of rape. See this. This was in October 2021. That is the first story. We have September 2022. Let me see all different articles, what they're saying. Okay, so in 2021, Ethiopia did expand UN officials and accuse them of meddling. Okay, it was in 2021. Let me share my screen as I read this article very quickly. You kindly also smash that like button, subscribe if in case you're on the Kids News Sound channel, and if you've been missing the shows. Thank you. Let me share this very quickly. So they're saying that inside Addis Ababa, let me see. I knew it. It won't allow me to read the article, but I hope I'll be able to. Okay, the site won't allow me to read the article. Okay, it won't allow me to read the article. As you can see, it's giving me all types of blocks and everything. Let me see the other one. In 2022, we had the UN experts details being extensive of war crimes in Tigray. Okay, and they say that the UN-backed investigation said that they had turned up evidence of war crimes and crimes against humanitarian by Ethiopian government force. Tigray forces and Eritrean military include rape. It's all them doing it, including rape, murder, pillage over nearly 2-year war centering the Ethiopian northern Tigray region. They have been able to divide Ethiopia into 3 parts. We have Djibouti and Tigray. No, we have the Tigray region. Sorry, not Tigray. This is the Tigray region in Ethiopia, the northern parts of Ethiopia. We have Djibouti and Eritrea. Sorry about that. They're saying that the Commission of Inquiry on Ethiopia, which is working under mandate from the UN's Humanitarian Rights Council, attributed litany of war crimes on all sides, but said the government forces of Ethiopia had also resorted to starvation of civilians. And that's why we can see now in 2023, the US has resumed to giving back aid. I wish I can read the 2021 one. The 2021 looks like it has a few details. Let me get this one as well. Okay, this was, check the date before I read it. This was in 2021. They say that the Ethiopia government did order explosions of top. No, yeah, that's the same thing I was reading. They say that the Ethiopian government had ordered the explosion of 7 senior United Nations officials from the country for meddling in its internal affairs. The move on Thursday by them came as humanitarian workers have been sounding the alarm about limited access of embattled Tigray region. This is all just bullshit, okay? This is all just bullshit. This is just how simple I'll put it and call it. These are all false flags because there's nothing Ethiopia has been doing. These are just false flags. I believe literally these are false flags of every information they have been given, not false flag of raping women and meddling with their country on whatever movement they want to make. literally, because we know why the war in Ethiopia started. We know why. But this is all false flags. Most of the things they create, it is false flags on false flags on top of false flags, so that they can still find a way of coming back in. They can still find a way of coming back in. Shout out to you, Fredo. Karibu sana. I don't know what you really mean, but it's nice to see you. Nice to see you. And of course, welcome to the Blackout Fire Network if this is your first time right here. So, they're saying that the United States said it will resume deliveries of food aid across Ethiopia in December, 6 months after they were suspended over corruption allegations. The U.S. International Development Agency said significant reforms would ensure that food supplies reached those who needed them most. The aid resumption will be on one-year trial basis, and millions of Ethiopians face food shortages because of effects of conflict and severe weather. I mean, we know right now they're even in control of weather, so let's not even talk about that. Let's assume we are facing natural calamity. It's raining right now in the 254, so we can't say it is. I don't want to speak on weather at all, because in Kenya they say they're going to fine you 1 million if you speak on it. So I don't want to say anything. I'm conscious of my words. I'm very, very conscious. Very, very conscious. But on this other end, what is making me smile right now is how the U.S. International Development Agency says millions of Ethiopians face food shortages because of the effects of conflicts. Copy and paste in all African countries. You'll find the UN has given information about Kenya, where there's billions of people they have bubble gummed, millions, hundreds of people, whatever number they get to bubble gum. They are still the ones giving us the information. How comes Burkina Faso, because it has a state-owned television, it couldn't report on the matter of its own civilians being killed on Sunday? But the European Union, which has been very silent about what the country's matter is all about, literally withdrew Burkina Faso from all the organizations they had. Captured them with all these stupid, false organizations that don't favor Africans, but just favor them, How comes these people know so much more than we do know of ourselves? Who's causing the conflict? Why won't the Ethiopian president talk about it? Why is he still signing deals with the EU? That is just my biggest question. Why did he receive funds from the EU? Let me check that very quickly again. What are the 50 million US dollars for? Ethiopia receives funds from the European Union. Okay, yeah, this was that of October. Actually, it is 608. Let me get that correctly. We have a lot of funds that have been given. A lot. So this was in October 3rd. And the EU did pledge delay of 680 million aid package for Ethiopia. So in October 3rd, they did delay a pledge of 680 million US dollars for aid. They did deny that. That is the EU. They denied giving Ethiopia 680 million US dollars for the aid. Let me get this one. Let me see if I can get the recent one. It was just a few days ago. I think nearly in October, at the end of October. I can't see the article anymore. But yes, the Ethiopia did receive funds. So my question is, they're saying that millions of people are facing hunger and all this nonsense they're saying, but who's causing the hunger? What about the weather? This country not only, it's the same case we keep on talking about, and it's funny how it happens. In the northern parts of Kenya, it's the most dry parts of the country, literally. Anytime we have inflation, it is still the northern parts of Kenya that are mostly affected. Anytime we have droughts, it is still the northern parts of Kenya that are mostly affected. When we have rains, there's floods, still the same people face drought, face floods, severe weather, you know. They say that the US halted aid in June, complaining of widespread and coordinated diversion of supplies. A limited resumption took place last month for refugees in camps. That is what is happening in Ethiopia today. So as the US resumes with aid, yesterday I was seeing an article that was saying how most of the people are fleeing literally the war that is happening in most parts of the region of Ethiopia. Literally, thousands flee attack in Ethiopia. This is in Amara region. Okay, so you cannot only solve the situation of the conflict fast as you bring in aid. What is the solution that you literally? What is the solution you're going to bring apart from food? Because we need the war to end. We know Ethiopia is rich in wheat, not wheat. Yeah, rich in wheat, if I'm not wrong, and coffee as well. I think Ethiopia is the biggest, let me get that, coffee production. Then Ghana, if I'm not wrong, let me check that. Yeah, coffee. We also have skin. It's rich in coffee, mostly coffee. Oil seeds, gold, hides and skin. That is okay, fine. But I'd say coffee because we know why. We know what the Europeans control the most. So coffee. So my biggest question is, what is Ethiopia going to do? Because every time I keep on, and that's why I don't like even discussing mostly about Ethiopia. It pisses me off. And I'm trying to be very calm. We're on the main channel, so anything we say, YouTube is after our words. So I'm trying to be very, very calm. Very calm. What is the solution that Ethiopia is looking forward to apply while you keep on allowing your enemies to come in? Same thing with Niger. I thought you guys were done with talking to UN, accepting aid, requesting for aid, domestic humanitarian nonsensical bullshit, all that. I thought you were done. Like, I thought we were completely now ending deals with these people. And I thought that is what we're trying to reciprocate to the rest of the African countries to follow, Niger. Because I'm kind of confused right now. The same thing I was confused about yesterday, even the Gabon's election, which has also been questioned. Story for another day. But what is the solution you're gonna bring? Because it's been 2 years. Is it 2 years of conflicts in Ethiopia? People are being displaced. Children are dying. And it's crazy to see the same situation Ethiopia is facing is the same thing going on in Congo. I don't see any difference. The only difference is that those people, majority of Ethiopians who are there, they're not even originally Ethiopians, but we do have the original Ethiopians. The same situation affecting Ethiopia is happening in Congo. Just that Congo is bigger than Ethiopia and Tigray and Eritrea combined. Congo is big. DRC Congo alone, it's big. Now combine the Central African Republic and the Congo, the small Congo. It's big. In Burkina Faso, the displacement of people is still also happening. We've seen the European Union making their way in, sending their people, attacking the villagers and claiming we don't know who did it. We don't know who did it, you know. There were just some bubble gums that just popped in the air, but we don't know who did it. If Africa will not be able to find solutions to deal with its own problems again, same thing we keep on talking about every day. It's sad. Same stories, same history, same related stories, same things of where we need to get rid of the puppets and install true people who can literally be able to deal with the UN, the EU, the US, China, Russia, Ukraine, UK, all of them. All of them. I don't know who's going to be able to do it, but Africa really needs that right now. Because every time we think we literally 1 foot outside, we're forced to go back both feet inside. Because I don't think Niger is what is Niger now? I'm confused at this point. What is this? You chased the UN and people, literally the people, that's what I'm really disturbed about. The people of the country literally demonstrate for 5 straight days, helping you, showing unity, and telling you literally, we agree with you, and we've seen the oppression of these people. Every time we demand and fight for our own rights with the terrorists, but it's a high time we've realized they are the terrorists and they need to get out. We don't like it. It's time you get out. And they did it with the help of the people. So my question is, what is Niger doing right now? Maybe expect other countries that don't have a coup to follow the same, to literally be better. If countries which are trying to restore democracy cannot do it with a full chest. I'm confused. Shout out to you, John Mosquito Karibu Sana as well. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing amazing today. But this is crazy. This is crazy. That is just where I'll leave it at, basically. If in case you shall be catching this on a replay, I'd love to hear your sentiments, because I do check on the comments later. So I'd love to see who has something to say or who can help me figure this out. I'd really love to hear. What is Niger doing? Like I said, unless I'm the one misunderstanding things, but no, I didn't. I read what exactly is written. The UN is resuming as of tomorrow. Although they know they might fight, they might face challenges, but they are still resuming with their humanitarian supplies. In Niger, where is the freedom we're talking about here for Nigerians? Ethiopia, man, it's crazy. I'll just leave it at that. I have no conclusion. I don't want to be too rough right here, especially with the censoring going on. I want to be chill the way I am. Just simple. I want to go crazy like this is just super insane. I'll just leave it at that. But for Karibu Sana John Mosquito, I was just talking about what is happening in Niger. I see the UN has returned its humanitarian operations over there. They shall be delivering aid in terms of medical supplies and all that, you know. So my question is, where is Niger heading? And on this other hand, I see Ethiopia as well has accepted. The US has resumed its aid delivery in Ethiopia. Ethiopia, in the last few years, starting in 2021 with the articles have used the UN of meddling in their internal affairs. I don't know what internal affairs Ethiopia has, but internal affairs. Okay? Of course, Ethiopia had internal affairs, so that's why the war began. We know. But the internal affairs, after all this killing, butchering of innocent people, we're still talking about internal affairs. So I don't know what's the future of these two countries. At this point, I'm literally confused about Niger. For Ethiopia, I think I'm used to seeing this popping every single day, or they say this, the next day they're doing this, they say this, the next thing they're still uniting with the UN. The same people rape the women, the people they are literally collaborating with. So it's crazy. This is just where I'll leave it at. But anyway, as we move to Ghana, which was our major topic of the day, as we move to Ghana, I'm still startled by Ethiopia. But anyway, as we move to Ghana, let me share this video of Nana Akufo-Addo in the UN National Assembly. The UN National Assembly. Yep. So the things he said or scared, if I'm literally confusing. So we had the video I watched was of 4 presidents: Kedi, Ramaphosa, Tinubu, and Nana Akufo-Addo. Nana Akufo-Addo did speak of not reparations, what he's asking for right now, but he did speak, him and Kedi did speak of how, especially Kedi said, the UN, they have not been helping the country, and it's a high time they leave. Africans cannot continue suffering. No, he said Africans cannot bear to suffer the consequences of colonialism. Okay, I remember that very clearly. Africans cannot afford to face consequences. Mind you, we're talking in present tense. He's not talking about current, the present. He's talking about future. Sorry, not about the present. He said we cannot afford, not like we have been affording to suffer the consequences of colonialism. We cannot afford. That is in future. We've been facing it. That is what I said by that time. If you did watch that show, if you guys can remember, we have been facing it. But let me share this very quickly. I hope I've gotten the right one, where I spoke of let me see this one. Let me share this. I read the article of what he's saying. My internet is kind of slow as well. I hope we'll be able to watch this together if I pull the right article.
Congratulations on your election to preside over the sitting of the 78th session of the General Assembly. Ghana will also use this, the greatest of all platforms, to express the deep condolence and sympathies of our people and governments, the peoples and governments of Morocco and Libya. I do not need to employ any hyperbole, nor find any fancy words to state the reality of the situation humanity currently faces. Our world is not a happy place, and in whichever area of our lives to which we turn our attention, there is unhappiness, distrust, and loss of confidence in the structures that have guided the governance of the world.
I mean, if you speak of lack of confidence, that is all has been snatched away by you, okay? Because you've taught most of the African children, and I'll speak of children, starting from the young mindset, where they should be. It's crazy where we have children who dream of meeting the president, how it's such an honor. We grew up with such kind of mentalities. Like if you met, let's say, Nana Akufo-Addo, that would be like a privilege, Students used to dream of such kind of opportunities. You've been able to present your talents in front of the president in this kind of, let's say, the holidays, or a child being able to receive the president, I don't know where, in the airport, on some nonsensical nonsense like that and all that. Such kind of dreams have been killed. Such kind of confidence has been killed. We used to have that. But now, if you talk about confidence, me growing up, after the notion of me meeting the president, it's been an illusion, since it can never happen, I come up and I grew up in a society of where I know politics is nothing to be discussed about. You've snatched my confidence of speech. One. Confidence of me being African, where we see women bleaching. Confidence of women, black women, wearing their hair, which you've made it mandatory in most of the schools for them to shave their hair. That is just snatching my confidence. Or you're talking about people not being happy. I mean, haven't you seen your neighboring country, Nigeria? Now they're now using the laughing gas to keep themselves happy. Imagine. Now you're talking about confidence. Crazy.
Since the end of the Second World War, nearly 8 decades.
Hey, Karibu Sana is saying tuned in from Busia. Nice to see you, Karibu.
Mr. President, the theme chosen for this meeting is rebuilding trust and reigniting global solidarity, accelerating action on the 2030 agenda and the sustainable development goals.
2030 agenda. Look at these coons.
Towards peace.
2030 agenda, what Ruto is doing.
Prosperity.
I don't want to say much.
For all.
Yo.
The choice of the theme implies that there's general acknowledgement that things are not what they ought to be in our world. The mutual trust among nations that is required to ensure harmony.
Mutual trust among nations. I keep on speaking about the East Africa community. We can barely see the East Africa community having mutual connection of countries. Now, how do you expect you, the West Africa, to even be, you can barely form unity as West Africa. Ghana, no, not Ghana, but Tinubu is willing to go against Niger just because of a democracy being installed, you know? Wow, I really find politics funny every single day. Every time I see articles and I'm doing research, I just laugh. Crazy.
Has considerably diminished. The cohesion that we need to build the peace and prosperity of our society can all agree.
Because you never sit down and have common values. I mean, if you're going to address about the common values in an unwanted place, how do you expect to have a common value as Africa, as a nation, as a continent? You can barely even have common values within your own people. Now you're talking about the continent having common values. Nana Akufo-Addo, and this Negro has the audacity to go ahead and now ask for reparations. Okay, it's good. This is what he said. And this is what I'm sharing this video. The Ghanaian president, Nana Akufo-Addo, has urged African and Caribbean leaders to unite in demanding reparations for historical injustice committed during slavery and colonialism, terming the action a valid demand for justice. Excuse me, you are allowing Chinese right now to invade Ghana. Ghanaians are literally startled, shocked in the streets and filming what is happening in the Ghana streets and town. In the main town. And we're talking about reparations. Before you talk about reparations, trust me, we do require reparations. Trust, I'm not talking against any African continent, any country, any African country getting reparations. But I do have a problem You asking for reparations while we have invaders still coming back in. The people talking about colonizing us are still coming back and forth how they want here. They still come and talk nonsensical how they want here. This shit is still going, but there's nothing you've done to stop it. Chinese right now, it was in Gabon. It was in Gabon or Liberia. Gabon. In Gabon, a few months ago, I read an article and news, and I was very mad about it, where most of the people who are Africans are complaining of how there's a big Chinese farm, okay, that has been literally built there, and they're benefiting from the fishing center. None of the Gabon people even literally can get even a single fish because a Chinese company came and opened a whole factory there. But this here is literally, no, we know African people, trust me, if you guys want to get reparations, things must be first done correctly. I don't want no reparations where I still see my enemy is threatening me, looking down on me, calling me shitty, calling us monkeys and how they call us, taking over jobs. You giving them still the construction, the road constructions. You're involved in the Chinese bullshit road initiative. While you saw yesterday, there's so many simplest ways of coming up with literally great roads. Imagine, you can recycle tires, make bricks out of it, which are actually even long lasting than this bullshit we see on our roads. You're here talking about what? Nice to see you right here, and also see we have Pepsino. Welcome to today's episode of the Wednesday Lockdown Station.
To which we all aspire.
And of course, it being the Wednesday Lockdown Station, I want to go through the comments of this video. Since we've not been sharing most of the videos lately, we've gotten this one today. We shall go through the comments and see what Africans have to say.
The fault lines are not just between poor and rich, or the South and North, or the developed and developing countries. Even within well-established and rich countries, the tensions over trade, climate, political boundaries, and geopolitical spheres of influence are palpable.
Wow.
Long-held definitions are being challenged, and sacred truths and beliefs are being questioned or discarded outright. And in some instances, long-held challenge are being questioned. Did I get that correctly? That is what he said. Long health challenges are being questioned. That is what he said, right? Yeah, that is what he said. But just last week, you guys, we had a hospital that has been closed for 5 months. Are you renal? Are you renal? Let me get that correctly, yeah? Are you renal hospital? Kidney transplant and everything. That something like. Let me get that correctly. Are you renal? Let me get that correctly. I don't give a name that I'm not sure. Again, like I said, I'm very conscious about my words. Talking about the internet. Don't mess up. Don't mess up. But anyway, yeah, we had a hospital that had been closed for 5 months. See on your article, Sai. We had a hospital in Ghana shut for 5 months, which has literally cost lives. And you know, this is because of what? Oh, the lack of paying bills. Electrical bills. Okay? Electrical bills. Electrical bills. In this country, last month, we had the governor, people demonstrating against the governor because of misuse of funds in Ghana. wait, I tell you, no, for real, these puppets, now understand me, trust me, I used to think Keith was joking or was just like,
making a joke and mocking these African puppets. Trust me, I used to think it's a mock at the beginning, you know? You have to be patient with some things. And it took me patience to understand a few things which I see today. Patience. Keep calling us morons first. I used to get very irritated. Then he came to these puppets, which we used to think they are our presidents. He used to say these people, when they're making a speech, nobody listens to them. And this makes sense why. And I literally saw it. In the same meeting, Nana Akufo-Addo is making the speech. Tinubu, when he was making a speech, because that was the only one that was filmed in the whole house being seen. Look at this Negro of the most populated continent in the the most populated country in the continent and the richest of it, talking to people who do not even pay attention. I'd love to. I'd literally love to. Because you're here making jokes. What you say and how your country looks and what you've been doing does not add up. Actions, words, different.
The deliberate peddling of blatant untruths.
Peptino saying it is like your wife asked for a divorce and you want to come back. I mean, that's basically what they are. That's what basically they are. It's crazy. Trust me. These people want to leave the continent alone, and they want to do it because of these puppets. Because from just what I've discussed today, Niger just literally from 27th of July, you did it amazingly. Your people demonstrated, helped you demonstrate against the UN assembly that was there. And they left. The UN trips also started leaving. But now you're seeing you now accepting them back for medical bullshit and humanitarian. What are you talking about? Where is our stand as African people? Why do we make decisions all being scared? Why won't you be confident? Why won't these Negroes be confident? That is just my question. What is happening in Niger, in Ethiopia? The same thing. Ethiopia says, oh, the UN is raping our women, but the same country signs deal with the same people. Millions of dollars of deals with the same people raping your women. You're making deals with them. So how is you helping your women? You say that the UN are here raping, killing, all that, but you still literally accept money from them. Now, this is the same thing with now Nana Akufo-Addo. If I'm pronouncing his name correctly, he is there asking for reparations. It's good. Trust me. It's good that you want to literally make it a clarity that what your country went through was not just. And it has never been just to any African country because we're still fighting for those reparation compensations that you're talking about. But you saw what we were told as Africans. We should not, because we've been given all this fake money. That's what these Sky News people said. You know, you've been given money, free money. Why are you asking for reparations? Nana Akufo-Addo. Are you sure you're going to get reparations with all that you owe the IMF and the World Bank? Do you sound like a joke? I swear this guy sounds like a joke. What? He said that Africa was owed reparations by countries that participated in slavery, okay? He said that Africa was owed reparations by countries that participated in slavery as the practice had staved Africa's progress. No amount of money can restore the damage caused by the transatlantic slave trade and its consequences. But surely this is a matter that the world must confront and can no longer be ignored. That is what he said. Yesterday, in an ongoing reparations conference in the capital city of Ghana, that is the Accra, and attended by leaders from African countries and Caribbean nations. The conference seeks to build a united front and formulate a plan to guide African countries and the diaspora in pursuing reparations. Mr. Akufo-Addo has been vocal in pushing for apologies and reparations from countries that participated in slavery and colonialism. In September, he told the United Nations, which is the video I'm sharing, and the National General Assembly, United Nations General Assembly, that no amount of money would ever make up for horrors but it will make the point that evil was perpetrated. That is the speech from Nana Akufo-Addo. I can't continue the video because my time is up right here. Because my time is up. But this is crazy. Okay? This sounds crazy. How do you even go tell your colonizers, you know, I need money for reparations, but I know I owe you like, you know, 10 trillions, billions of dollars, but you can cut it off the check, you know. What? Okay, you know, I owe you 10 million for the Road Belt Initiative, but instead of me giving you back the money, you know, you can consider it as a repayment of our reparations. Is that what it means? Because this sounds like a mock like that. We're so much in debt to the point we can't even pay the debt. And what do we owe these people again? Because I always wonder, what is it that we really owe them for real? Or is it for our stolen gold, our stolen oil, our stolen women, children? What about the men? I was shocked to see the Japanese. Is it again? I'll confirm. If somebody confirm with me on the chat for Danny, Joe, Mosquito, Ican Fire. Shout out to all of you. Everyone who's with me on TikTok. I see your comments. I'm coming back. Is it Japan that they have a dick party? Is it Japan? If I'm not wrong. Is it Japan that they have a dick party? Somebody confirm with me, please, on the chat. Remember, keep telling me that, but I don't know. I'm not sure. That's why I'm asking. So we're talking about our men, because our men who are stolen from here, if that is what Japan does, you know, what about our dignity? Literally a lot of our cultures that you keep on literally renaming and making them. They name them after themselves. They are the innovators and the inventors. It's never been black people anywhere. Always, anytime, it's never been black people. They have ensured our history. This guy, this lack of seriousness. We cannot literally listen to this nonsensical bullshit here. What needs to happen first and foremost? Nana Akufo-Addo, we know you are a puppet. What you need to do before you even ask for reparations, we need you to withdraw. Okay? There's nothing you've done for the people of Ghana, but just kept them in poverty. Keep on asking for money that you pocket. You're traveling the countries left, right, and center. Oh, you said common. You said you shouldn't have a what? Have a common. You said that I can't remember the name, but common, something common. You can barely even create unity within your country. Now you want to talk about African countries having a common. What's the term? Commonwealth? He said not Commonwealth. There's something he said. And this is because majority of white people don't pay attention like that. Because you sound like a joke for me to even pay attention to your speech, bro. Like, go to sleep. I hired you to just sleep and do some few things that are really important. I only attend this meeting when it's important and when I want your people to listen to what I want you to deliver, you know. But nonetheless, you are not of importance. Not of importance. But let me go through the comments as I rant, okay, as I wind up. John Mosquito, karibu sana once again. I see you saying that I'm sick and tired of this guy and his fancy speeches. I mean, you shared a video of how Ghanaians do board on transportation or public means of transport. What is that? Women sitting behind an open boot and their backs facing. What is that? I've never seen that. I thought Kenya was hilarious in terms of transportation. We always see all types of crazy stuff, you know, all crazy type of stuff. But I've never seen people on a personal car behind the boot, and the boot is open, and you're seated on your back. I mean, do you have a seatbelt on, or where is your hand? It's crazy, man. Look at the situation he's kept people on. Just because he keep on serving his masters, the masters of colonization in his country and the rest of the African countries, is telling to also seek reparations. We cannot be given reparations, one, because we ain't free. That is just how simple it is. Our freedom is still in someone's hands. Our freedom literally has been bought. Our freedom has been literally snatched away because of the loans you keep on signing with the IMF, the World Bank, same system, because they ain't different. They ain't. That's where our freedom has gone. Our freedom has gone to all these shitty roads that you've made with potholes. We're still the ones being given fake $2 money to reconstruct them by the help of the Chinese employment, they say. Crazy. You can't fire Karibu Sana. Once again, you're saying this guy always sounds, he got a cold. I also see, can't say John Mosquito. What kind of name is that? Yeah, that is John Mosquito. He's called like that. Welcome. You can't fire. I don't know why you don't know John Mosquito, but come on, be better. Danny Harrison Karibu Sana as well. You're saying, well, obviously, Africans are not enraged enough. Your country is yours. Put your agents in all vital society institutions. Then from a militia. Lastly, use Wagner Group to deal with your despot. I agree. I think you keep on coming with the same. You've given us the solution, but the problem is Danny Harrison wants to apply this solution. We used to apply this solution. Trust me, what you're saying could really work. What you're saying could really, really work. We're not enraged enough. That is true. Our country is ours. But like I said, it's crazy how we have CIAs of civilians as the common knowledge, but we don't have CIAs who deal with the real terrorists that are invaded that are invading our country and being sent and funded with weapons in our country. Then he also says once then you can seize power. I agree with you. And you're also saying that shit. Would you listen to a champ that always tries to hold weakness as a virtue? No, I wouldn't. And this is why it makes sense. I'm saying, I used to think, trust me, it used to make me angry, keep using the moron term on Africans, because I was like, what? You know? Because I didn't think, I used to think, yeah, he's talking about Black Hot Fire being, about Africans, but he must be really hating Africans back in the continent. I used to think he really hates people back in the continent, but I understand now where the rage comes from, because at times even me myself, I've seen how I react, and I even catch up with my shoes. I'm like, yo, it's really understandable. Once you get to discover the truth, like I said, if really the truth does not really make you feel so mad, something is wrong with you. You are an old Oreo, they say. Yeah, and also see Danny says that they're puppets. They are doing what they are being put in power to do. Exactly. Not really actually in power. This is a job. They only claim they have power right here on the continent, Danny. Let's state the facts clear. They're only gonna beat traffic right in the 254. I always love using that example. Ever since. I love using that example of Ruto beating traffic in the New York zebra cross, But they won't beat traffic in New York. So they only claim they have power here, but they don't. What these people are here to do is a job. People don't get this. I think Africans, we don't get this, especially in the continent. These people, it's a contract they have signed. You're here to serve for 5 years. We're going to install you as a puppet after 5 years. If Kenya, we know we are supposed to hold the next election, of course, after 5 years. We're going to put you for 5 years here. The next election, you're still going to be the puppet. You get it? Yes, master. There shall not be any rig of election. You must be the president. We shall announce even prior. we literally prophesy you being the president, and you shall be the president. Just do what we need for the next coming decade. Okay? That's all. Just do what we need you to do and get your check and go home and retire while you are a billionaire. You know? Yeah, but you're saying that if you're not vetted out your leaders and they are being educated in the West, you know they're not working in your interest. Well, I don't think all leaders literally are educated in the West at this point. The level of illiteracy of people like Museveni, who else do I think is so dumb? An African puppet? Mnangagwa, Skedi. Ramaphosa always say he looks smart personally. Keith disagrees, but Ramaphosa looks very smart mentally. I think we have so many, but Museveni is the number one. I don't think, they say he has not even finished school. So I don't think majority of them are even picked from, let's call it connection. Okay, let's call it. We know the history of Museveni, of course, and all that, but still, I don't believe all of them are literally educated in the West. Ikan Fire says that the president always sounds like he has chest congestion. Shout out to you. Danny says that let's say you get reparations. Who's to say that these despots won't steal it? I mean, thank you. That's just the end of it. Seen Ruto has gotten funds. I think this was the beginning of this year when we saw some Mau freedom fighters who were asking for reparations from the British government, and they said they sent a letter, and the letter was literally written back, and Ruto was in the funds for reparation of the lands, but they never got the money, you know. So yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you completely. You're also saying that so is asking for reparations for you or themselves, for him. Thank you, Danny, for figuring that out. For him. Joe Mosquito says, I don't know nothing about the dick party. What? I think Keith does know. It is Japan, if I'm not wrong. My mind does not forget details that much. Even if it has a hint, that's what I'm saying I'm not sure, but I have a hint of it's Japan, and we'll confirm tonight on the Africa Today show. And I also see General Mosquito says that ever since he visited German 2-3 years ago to see the Prime Minister, he hasn't been the same. He is a school dropout. Yep, that is Museveni. He's a school dropout. And I also see you're talking about Nana Akufo-Addo. Is it Nana Akufo-Addo who visited German 2-3 years ago? He's not been the same. I mean, most of them won't be the same. Just to end the program, rather the speech I'll end with is Kagame said, there's a privilege. There's privilege on sitting on the same table with Joe Biden. Like there's how they feel. There's how he was explaining a certain video I shared some time back. There's how they feel with the recognition of, you know, I know Joe Biden, I know Hillary Clinton, I know all those people. There's the privilege they have, and I think that's why they never come back the same. You know? And that's why they come and act like they have power here, because they have met their puppets, you know, because they're also their puppets who are sent to deliver also the same terms. But anyway, family, we're coming to the end of today's show. Let me go through the comments also on TikTok. I also see Pepsino says, there is the problem. Here's the problem. We take loans from them. Let me see first. Okay. DJ Flanny says that we are living in crazy times. A lot of politics. Yeah, a lot of politics, which is very, very much needed, because if you think like you don't want to talk about politics, then I think you're very, very wrong, and it needs to be bothering you. Pepsino says, here is the problem. We take loans from them. That is the truth. So we can't even get reparations, because even to top on what just Danny asked, is this reparations gonna go to the despot or to me who's supposed to be given the reparations? My family, my family where my ancestors were part of slavery and all that. Is it going to apply the same, or am I going to be denied reparations because we literally owe the IMF and the World Bank? Just trying to figure out. I also see Pepsimo says, and in our country, we take loans from them and we had to tax. We are the tax top T, the debt we took. Okay, I've not gotten what you mean by the tax to T. What's to T? To P? I don't know what you mean, but if I'm getting you correctly, you're speaking about us taking loans from them, which are so deep, we cannot even pay. And from that, you can't get reparations, baby. Let me tell you that for a fact, okay? Forget about it. Forget about it. So, Sister Jewelry, Karibu Sana, nice to see you. You're saying, Joby, I struggle at times to find you. You're very convincing and taking your argument seriously. When looking at you preaching with Neanderthals, straight hair, posted, covering your own beautiful hair. Well, thank you. I appreciate Sister Jewel. Nice to see you. Are you on WhatsApp? I'd love to know if you are on the WhatsApp group, because if you're on the WhatsApp group, I think every 12:30, latest I can come, like today it is 1, but from every 12:30 to 1:30, I'm always here. But today started a little bit late because I wanted people like you to find me. Yesterday I didn't have much of the audience and I wanted to start the show a little bit on time, matching you guys' time. But yes, Karibu Sana. If you're on Keep New Sound, kindly do subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can get notified every time we pop in here. Fire says the solution is to take over the ministries of education, install a Pan-African Black conscious curriculum. I agree with you. Actually, we do have a Pan-African. We have a Pan-African, not a Pan-African, but Afrocentric. Yeah, we have an Afrocentric school right in the 254. But I had a problem with that, which kid also was defending the school. Okay, it was like, oh, because they are studying Swahili, that is fair enough. But the problem is they were studying also the ethnical languages. Being taught Kikuyu. We're trying to fight away tribalism. So there's no, you can tell me us trying to build an Afrocentric school, we still need to teach children how to speak different languages apart from Swahili or English, which is for purposes of tourism. Basically, personally, that's what I said. If you are building Afrocentric schools, let it be only Swahili and English. All this other bullshit of you speaking, I don't know, Nango, how are you, did you watch and all that nonsense, it needs to come to an end, okay? I want to be able to go to a place where I'm not questioned, which tribe do you come from? Just look at me and just understand I'm from the same place as you. Africa will, if we don't change that kind of mentality, you're building Afrocentric with still ethnical classes, teaching children speak Kikuyu, speak Ghana, speak Nigerian, police. How am I supposed to connect to the rest of the African continent? And talking about us having a common, what's the term he said? A common what? Gotta be kidding me, man. But much love, family. Coming to the end of today's session. See you guys later Bonge show. We shall be coming back with me, Katie, Kamlesh, and I. Dimor shall not be in today. And of course, see you guys also tonight on the Africa Today show. Much love. Have an amazing, amazing, amazing day. Thank you so much, Danny Harrison. Nice to see you. Also, Sister Jewelry, Fire. Thank you so much for tuning in. And also to everyone who has been with us. Also to Fredo on Facebook. I hope you have followed us so that you can also get notified every time we pop in here, so you can come back with those comments of yours.